All right, and we are back on the Mana Symbol channel. Very excited about the two decks we're playing this afternoon with the wonderful construction backup band. So this is Bant Kasmina Super Turns. This is what I've named it. This is based off of a sketch proposed on the last episode of Faithless Brewing. I'm going to be on the next episode of Faithless Brewing we're recording soon. So I'm going to take this out for a spin. The wonderful Cave Dan fleshed this out more than the sketch that they had on that episode description. And I've taken it in a slightly different direction. So what are we doing here? Well, we're playing Kasmina Enigma Sage. This wonderfully low-powered looking walker from the newest set, Strixhaven. Would you like scries with that? That's fantastic. Kasmina Enigma Sage has 3 abilities, 4 if you count the static. So the static says each other planeswalker you control has the loyalty abilities of Kasmina Enigma Sage. Okay. Well, what are those abilities? Well, Scry 1 is for +2. It's very unimpressive. -X, create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token. Oh no, it's gonna die. Well, wait, you put X +1/+1 counters on it. Okay, cool. Enough, I guess. And then -8, search your library for an instant or sorcery card that shares a color with this planeswalker. Exile that card, then shuffle. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. So the interesting thing about this is that the +2 ability that you're sharing with other planeswalkers gives certain planeswalkers that are balanced around only having a +1, a +2. We're not actually playing a terribly huge number of those in this deck, but one that's worth pointing out is Tamiyo, Collector of Tales. So Tamiyo, Collector of Tales has a +1, but if you make it a +2, that sort of means every other turn you can return a card from your graveyard to your hand 5 times in a row. Now, that seems like it's not really at that good of a rate, but if you're using Time Warp to take extra turns, all of a sudden that actually is kind of appreciable. So if you Time Warp, you can pick up the Time Warp with the -3, and then on your extra turn, you can hit her with the +2. And then the next turn, you're ready to -3 again and take an extra turn. You can +2, and so on and so forth. So it sort of allows you to do that. The Scrying 2 is not dissimilar from her plus, though the plus can actually draw you a card. It's sort of kind of tricky. We also have Teferi Master of Time, which synergizes reasonably well with Time Warp and the Tamiyo. This Jace Wielder of Mysteries is hanging out in here. It's kind of funky, but the reason it's in here is because Kasmina's -8 is the way we're angling to win the game sometimes. We will search our library, cast Enter the Infinite, draw everything, and then put 1 card back. The 1 card we put back will be Jace Wielder of Mysteries, or not. And then we use the Jace Wielder of Mysteries to win the game. So probably don't put the Jace Wielder of Mysteries back if you have 4 open mana. We have Teferi Time Raveler to protect that, as well as being a planeswalker that can benefit from a +2, as we don't have a lot of we don't have a lot of sorcery cards that we're going to play with Flash, so we can just use him to scry with Kasmina. And then I wanted to put in this Oath of Teferi. I played this in a standard / I think it might have been historic at the time, but historic was just like standard plus like 1 set at the time. But this is a 5-mana legendary enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, you exile another permanent you control. You return it to the battlefield at its owner's end step, the beginning of the owner's end step. So you can reset a planeswalker with this. But the more exciting thing about this is it has the ability that says you may activate the loyalty abilities of planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than only once. Now, with Teferi Master of Time, this becomes +4 per turn cycle. You can draw, discard on your turn. You can draw, discard on your opponent's turn, which is kind of nuts. So that'll get Teferi moving up to 10 loyalty to take 2 extra turns very quickly. And if he also has Kasmina's ability in play, then you're getting +4 per turn cycle. So on your turn, you go scry, he goes from 3 to 7. On their turn, you go scry, he goes from 7 to 11. On your turn, you take 2 extra turns, scry. Then on your first extra turn, you can go scry. On your second extra turn, you go scry, and I believe scry again. And then on your opponent's turn, you go scry, and then take another 2 extra turns. So if we put all of those together, it should be pretty much an immediate game win. I believe. Not 100% sure on the math. We've got a little bit of interactions. Path to Exiles, Noble Hierarchs, Arbor Elf, Utopia Sprawl are here to accelerate us. Oath of Nissa, a little bit of cantrip, a little bit of mana fixing. And I threw in a body of research. This is just a different card that we could search out instead of Enter the Infinite, especially if we lose it. Tamiyo, Collector of Tales, can pick things up from the graveyard. If we lose our one body of research, our one Jace, our one Enter the Infinite, in theory, we could pick it back up again. So there's a lot of different ways we can sort of close out games with this deck. We're mildly vulnerable to something like Unmoored Ego, just because I cut the one Thassa's Oracle that was in the deck before. There was one Thassa's Oracle, one Jace. I'm just going to go Jiggy Wiggy style and say I don't care. There's not too many people playing Surgical Extraction kind of effects right now, but we'll see. The graveyard is not super safe, but this deck is not using the graveyard too much, so hopefully our opponents attacking it will be kind of at a disadvantage. We get to play 4 Rest in Peace in the sideboard here, some Timely Reinforcements. Dan did not have any Narsets in the sideboard. I'm going to try them out as a card to play against Control, because against the Control decks you can put Narset into play, and Kasmina gives Narset a plus, which she normally does not have, which is pretty intense. So we'll see if that works out. Let's hop into a league. You want Ral's Storm Conduit, Roy? I mean, the card has potential. Double Time Walking with it sounds like fun. The one I know he wouldn't play is Ral's Eric. Actually, what does he? Does he untap permanents or like permanents you control? I know he's got a coin flipping ultimate. Tap target permanent, then untap another target permanent. Okay, because I was looking for effects like that, because that does work with Utopia Sprawl to make more mana. So and his ultimate kind of sucks, which is great, because then you've got Kasmina to give him an ultimate that you want to win with. Yeah, I looked at those too. Or Garrick. In a Golgari build, or in a Sultai build, you could play Nissa of Shadowed Boughs, which, if you're playing a fetch land every turn, goes up 3 loyalty. It'd be 4 with the Scry 2, and or 3, but she's netting you mana off Utopia Sprawls, which is a mildly exciting idea. I'm interested to see too if there are some games where we just like start taking a lot of turns, and then what we do with that is that we have a bunch of planeswalkers that are sort of gaining extra loyalty, and we start vomiting a bunch of fractals into play. Oh, no worries, buddy. Graphic monologues about your sciatica are an important part of life. I mean, you couldn't live if you didn't know about that. Take all the turns, the deckers of the. Well, I'm wondering if we do win games where we don't go for that nonsense. All right. Someone who's 2-0, maybe they're on Dredge. My first suspicion. This hand is not great. I'm gonna ship that. This is much better. Turn 2 Kasmina, turn 3 Teferi, just like we drew it up. I guess I'll keep the extra Hierarch in case I don't hit the land, but Kasmina should get me there. Don't Thoughtseize me. Uh-oh. Okay. That's an important moral to the story, right? I'm glad you shared with the class. Noble Hierarch. So I don't know if we're against Storm or Prowess. If it's Prowess, I'm going to have a sad. I didn't play anything on turn. Okay, it's some kind of moon deck. Oh, that's a really good draw. Not looking forward to getting remanded here, but those are the breaks. I say moon deck. I don't actually mean they're playing Blood Moon. It's going to be remands, Archmage's Charms, Mana Leak, sure, yeah. Glad I kept the extra Kasmina. Yeah, it's like the red-blue control decks. This is going to be one of the red-blue boil-resistant control decks. They missed their land drop. Well, that's delicious. Out of Kasmina or Teferi. Let's play Kasmina first. If they do have more counter magic, I'd rather her eat it up. Excellent. And if they don't, then we'll get to play the Teferi next turn anyway. We'll bottom Breeding Pool. I have enough mana to be getting on with. If they legitimately don't have anything next turn, we're going to kind of go off here. Jacob Kaminsky? The Pensword. So now we can just kind of keep presenting them with threats, and kind of enthused about how this is going. Of course, my opponent has barely interacted with me, but still. It doesn't suck. Yes, please. May I? Nope. All right. All righty. Ooh. You're in trouble now. Kasmina and Chronic. Oh, you fucked up now. So in preparation for potentially being able to Kasmina next turn, I'm think I'm gonna play the Master of Time. Probably plus Kasmina first. Yeah, I should. Just in case there's a cryptic command. Ooh, on the bottom, please. Do not want to draw that card. I specifically didn't want that card to happen. Rude. Limiting to hit the opponent's... You mean the phase out? Sure. Yeah, I guess. What do you care? Yeah, breach me. Oh. Oh my. Okay. Yeah, but what do you want to do with it? Why do you care? Yeah, I guess so. You don't get enter the battlefield triggers. Like, there's not really a lot. I mean, you just get to save stuff from, like, removal, I guess. Damn it. I am a little bit short here. So we're going to go Time Warp and then replay the Kasmina. They unsurprisingly, once they figured out their mana issues, they had infinite counters. So hopefully I can find something like a Tamiyo, or that's not what I was looking for. Negative triggers could be neat to fiddle with if there are stuff too. Yeah, I guess so. You're not wrong. Yeah. Like, well, the only one you could really avoid is an end step trigger, right? Upkeep triggers you can't avoid with Kasmina. Bottom that. Freaking Cryptic Command. Ridiculous. I love that card, but oof. They cast a Valakut Awakening at some point that I didn't notice, or did they discard it? Oh, they put it in their graveyard with Ral. That's what happened. Yeah. Correct. You won't have a Dreadnought. You won't be able to sacrifice a Dreadnought that's phased out, I don't believe. I could be wrong. If only there was a judge around. Yeah. That's what they do with the charm, right? There's a 1 blue charm. Oh no. What the hell? Oh, sure, they're gonna go for their combo kill. I have more than enough mana, friend. If I had counter magic, I would be able to beat you here. Well, in theory. Oh, I don't care. I understand phasing in broad strokes, so it doesn't take much to clear up the rest. Jeez. Banding they won't bring it back. Banding has no value, and unlike phasing, it's actually not easy to understand. I got the mug of phasing right here. Okay, we're just scooping this game. Okay. They have counter magic, and they can counter the Enter the Infinite off Kasmina. Even if they couldn't counter the Enter the Infinite off Kasmina, they can counter the Jace. But even if they couldn't counter the Jace, they can counter the what do I want to say? Or I can play a Teferi Time Raveler first, but I don't know. We'll stick in this. This doesn't. Yep. I don't know why they're choosing to do that. Yeah. Oh, that's why. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you don't want to explain anything to people, then obviously it's not going to be the most fun thing. Can I board out my paths against this deck? I want to do it. I don't think I should, but I'm going to do it. Playing the Celestial Purge, though. What's up, Pi? Just out here playing some jank. That's good. Yeah, dude, your stream was popping off. I went to make breakfast and then get ready for this, but I mean, it's easy to like when you know what you're talking about, Roy, and you have to explain this stuff. It's easier to interact with distasteful people, or less than thrilling people, or however you want to describe it, because like it's you're just explaining stuff. Like it's not difficult. Like even if the person's distasteful, like all you got to do is explain the rule and then you leave. And you're coming from a point of authority, so it's not particularly difficult to do. Turn 2 Teferi against Blue Moon. Yeah, all right. I'll take it. Put this on blue. Put this on white. No, blue, white. Yeah. No, it's not cheating. I have a problem with it because I think it's like unethical, but there's nothing in the rules that says you're doing anything wrong, Pi. So I personally think that there should be something that says you're not allowed to do that. But yeah, exactly. Rules and ethics are different. The rules, my personal opinion, yeah, see, that's the problem I have with it, Roy. I don't think we should be allowing or encouraging people to exploit the system like that. It's just the problem is it's just very difficult to actually do anything about it. But so if I play Tamiyo now and I draw Time Warp next turn. Oh, sorry, I draw land next turn. Yeah, that's where I want to be. Tamiyo cannot try to draw lands, but she can try to draw, I don't know, I guess an Arbor Elf. Oh, and she could pick up the Flooded Strand. Interesting. You're not allowed to waste time for wasting time's sake, I guess. And the thing is, you wouldn't say you were bluffing in front of the judge. You have to wait until afterwards, right? Like you can't be sitting against your opponent and be like, "Hey, judge, question, 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 question. Make your play." I'm bluffing. Like you can't. That doesn't work, right? I think we just won. I think we can win. Okay. So I go Time Warp. Tamiyo picks up the Time Warp. Teferi goes to 7. Time Warp. Teferi goes to 8. Play Kasmina. And then The next turn I can ultimate it and win the game. I guess they could beat me if they have Force and Negation, but could try to find another Time Warp with Tamiyo uptick and then Time Warp again the next turn? I think so. Fortunately, I only have one more Time Warp left, but I think? No, there's two. Okay. Okay, so let's go Time Warp. Didn't hit. It's fine. Yeah, I can safety it. Pick up my Time Warp. Time Warp. Plus my Jace. Wait, what? 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 No, I've got it. Okay, I've got it. Okay. I need enough blue. Blue. Cool. Into the infinite. That's that. I'd like to draw my deck. Pardon, opponent. I would like to draw my deck. Pick a card to put on top. Kasmina. Play Jace. Target player mills 2. Draw a card. Woo! Remember once a friend who top 8 GP for this had 2 zombie tokens, 1 card in hand. Opponent has 5 mana tapped. Scarab God, 17 life. Grasp of Darkness was in the format. He calls the judge, moved away from the table. Attack with zombie. What? OP says no block, my friend. Slam Triskaidekaphobia. Opponent at 13. I mean, yeah, exactly. You're allowed to bluff any way that you want. That's part of the reason why I don't have a problem with there being no rule. So we did the thing, by the way. I don't have a problem with there being no rule that that I can enforce. I just, if someone literally was like, I'm doing this to bluff, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give you like Alex has now given me something. A slow play warning is appropriate. It's like the idea of using the judge staff that way is just offensive to me, because it's like that's not what they're there for, right? Like you shouldn't. You could do the same thing in theory without involving a member of the judge staff. Like LSV did the ridiculous bluff with just helping his opponent walk through the attack, and it was like super slick. I got 2 Teferis here, so let's go Narset first. Potter of Veils. Smasher of Dragons and all that. Oh no, it's not. I'm sure everyone has different opinions on it, Pi. It's just one of those things where it's like you can bluff without having to like. It's the classic like, can I Pithing Needle Dark Confidant, and your opponent lets it resolve, and you're like, okay, gonna name the polluted delta. Like, why was that necessary? You could have just asked your opponent if you could Pithing Needle Dark Confidant. Now, maybe you're exploiting the fact that you expect your opponent to think you're like one of those jerk-ass Magic the Gathering players who's like, Judge, can I Pithing Needle a Dark Confidant? And, you know, maybe they're expecting the judge is going to be like, what? No. But, of course, judges being good at their jobs, hopefully, will say, yes, you may name Dark Confidant with Pithing Needle. And so you're... maybe in theory you're exploiting your opponent's, you know, treating of you as, I don't know. Do I have to announce the prized amalgam trigger, comeback trigger? I don't believe so. Because there's no change to the game state that occurs. And that, so you, the time you're gonna miss it is when you didn't bring it back. At the end. But hey, JK Torborg. Yeah, you need to... well, you don't need to announce it, though. You could just put it into play, and then your opponent could be like, well, wait, hold on. I have responses. Because, like, to expedite play, like, they should tell you they're going to do something about it. The triggers you need to announce, or when you need to announce a trigger, is based on when it causes a change to the, I want to say, visible game state. I forget what word is... yeah, I know that, Alex, but in the way people are actually gonna play the game, like, you could just put it back into play on your end step. Like, you go like, I'm going end step, here's my prized amalgam. And it's like, okay, you shortcutted putting the trigger on the stack, and like, maybe, like, if you think your opponent's going to respond to it, then yeah, you should announce it because they're going to respond to it. But like, you're clearly just demonstrating like, I'm going to remember my trigger. Okay. If I draw a Veil, I can play that. Well, we're taking this Oath of Teferi because it's going to be sweet. Just play Tamiyo here, I guess. I guess the problem with playing Tamiyo is if they have like a Pestermite, they can just play it and then kill me next turn. Whereas if I play Teferi, they have to respond to that. So we're gonna sacrifice one of our Teferis here potentially. Yeah, I mean, the judges could just be wrong. I don't know if they needed to appeal up the chain. I don't know, maybe it was a small event and that was the only judge there, but that person did not read the rules correctly. Are they getting? Huh? Okay. Okay. I see. Yeah, we have a really good mentor. Mike is a goddamn god. Those laffy, daffy clowns. Send in those doleful schmaltz by the bowlful clowns. So if they have another bolt, they can kill my Teferi with the snap. They have a bolt in their graveyard, but... Hi, Emma. I feel like just reading or just singing your comment was a better way to say hi than saying hi. I guess I'll plus the Teferi. I don't want to lose the card draw. Dental plan. All right, fine. Do it, opponent. Do it. You don't have it. You never had it. You're washed up. You nerd. Oh, we entered the infinite, by the way. JK, my strategy in that situation is you you say like pass the turn, and when you kind of see your opponent start to move, you go like, I have actions in your draw step. It's not super easy to do, and it just sort of depends on how tight you think that it's going to be. All right, they had to free up their Archmage's Charm, which means my Teferi's in play, which is looking real good for me here. And we've got some beautiful weather here under the dome. All right. So let's do the Time Warp. Yeah, it's just like if you want to kind of maximize it, Pi, it's like kind of finicky. I play a little slow because I have stuff. Yeah. I think we'll just Time Warp once here and see where I end up, because Explore is not bad on this board for me. Oh my. Oh my. So we're going to have to win the game without the combo, you say? That's fine. I like it when it's difficult. No, I can pick it up with Tamiyo later. Thanks, Ben. I do what I can. I mean, how many points am I getting for Oath of Teferi? So I don't want my Teferi to just get crypticked. If I play the Oath, I can plus Teferi up to 8, but that's like not that good. Oh, if I play Oath, I can minus Teferi and then plus Teferi. And then he dodges a bolt. Interesting. Okay. Okay. I messes with that. Or I can now play Narset. Because they need to kind of deal with both. I'll play Oath. I came here to play Oath and chew bubblegum. I'll slide my Elf. Elf can go for a ride. I'm just getting warmed up. It's time to speed things up. Let's slow things down. Got 7 mana. Tamiyo. It's 4. So we're probably playing Narset. Assuming that things don't go horribly wrong, which they may. We're going to play Tamiyo, or sorry, Narset, and see what's on top of my deck, and then maybe just play the Tamiyo. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing today, Pi. So if you stick around, there's another deck, by the way, and it's this one. It's a Teamer. Oh my. Okay. Glad I've got this Enter the Infinite in my hand. Yikes. That is not a bingo. This is not a bingo. Snap bolt, please. I guess. Oh, we're going to bolt my Teferi. I assume. Maybe the Elf. Just reduce my mana. Yeah. Yes! Can we just talk about Oath of Teferi letting my Teferi live there? Because I feel like that was a real gosh darn relevant. They left the Time Warp in my graveyard? Opponent, you fool! We drew the Splinter Twin. Oh! Oh, it's so cool. Oh, it's so cool. Knees weak, arms heavy. Knees weak, arms heavy. The amount is none, Alex. I'm high on life, sir. Don't appreciate the implication. They have to have another bolt or a cryptic to remove the Teferi. Maybe what we're gonna do is, oh, I have multiple tick ups on Tamiyo available. I'm not implying it, sir. I'm flat out saying it. You don't see that in my deck list? It should be there. All right. Do I just hold up Body of Research this turn cycle? I think that's what I'm supposed to do. So Body of Research is Animate Library. It makes a creature the size of your library. And I'm going to flash it in during combat is my goal here. And eat their Snapcaster Mage. And they're going to be dealing with a 43-43. Error response. I can't do that way. I need to do this. I was really hoping they weren't going to have just like, bolt it. But... oh no! Oh, I did it backwards! Oh no! Can I fix it? I can? Yeah, I can. Whew, whew, whew. I knew I could do it. Whee! Alright, opponent. Show me what you got. Hello. My little noodly boy. Oh no! Rude. It's okay. We're not dead here. It sucked, but we're not dead here. Opponent said, I've always wanted a fractal. Thank you. You're very welcome. I mean, so they won't have a hard counter on 2. If they have remand, that's fine. I can pay for it again. Really hoping they don't have much here. Yeah, good. The opponent says don't do it. I'm gonna do it. Okay, that's a huge draw. Okay, okay. Oh, they still have the Ashiok. Don't fetch sack. Don't do it. Opponent says, ugh. Ugh, they say. I guess I just play the Narset. No, this is Patrick. Master of Time? I probably need the backup Teferi. Opponent says I just wanted to swing with the fractal. ... I'm giving you the dots, opponent. I wonder how it felt, opponent, to lose that. I don't appreciate my opponent being like, I wanted to swing with the fractal. Dude, do that. They bro. They girl. Brobot. Fembot. Opponent says you just don't understand. Oh no! You're gonna twiddle my elf. Ashiok is incredibly rude, by the way. I just want my next mana, dude. I'm not trying to do anything here. Now they can have Archmage's Charm, which is a bigger pain in the butt than I was gonna give it right back. That's great. Oh no, they exiled my graveyard. They actually minus the Ashiok. Rude. Okay. We do still have a way to win, but it's not the best. The Ashiok cutting me off this 1 mana is such a big pain in the ass. Please do not have the counter magic. Okay, good. Although I don't really know what it gets me. I guess I can just plus Teferi twice. Could play Kasmina, put Teferi up to a lot of loyalty. Could also produce a fractal. Pretty thick fractal. You missed 10 minutes. Not too much, Pi. You really didn't miss that much. So what if we go... Let's go... Oh, Narset can plus. Okay, let's scry with Narset. Dang, I don't need that right now. Make a 2/2. Scry with Kasmina. Make a 3/3. So Teferi could scry, then bounce. It still goes to 3 if they have another lightning bolt. I'm not going to get there with that. And I can't attack the Ashiok for enough this turn. Have we used the scry to hit off Tamiyo yet? Not yet. Next turn we will. Yeah, no, I understand. No, not yet. Scry with Teferi. Veil on top. Yes, please. Maybe what we do is we just go make a 2/2. Make a 3/3. Make a 1/1. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna make it 2/2. All right. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go nuts next turn, so I'm just gonna put up the biggest wall I can, right? And then we just go off hard next turn. Sorry if I'm not paying enough attention, y'all, but I just trying to get everything documented. Yeah, I mean, I think they do. It's not a safe assumption. I don't have any other way to play than just be like, they don't have the Kiki. If they have the Kiki, I'm dead. It's fine. Like, I assembled my engine. It's awesome. We're 1 turn from winning here. Oh my god. Well, they can kill 2. But they can't kill Teferi with the creatures they have. Well, they just cryptic tap my board, so they don't have it. Opponent curses. What up? What up, OP? I think they're going to kill Narset and Kasmina. Just kind of a pain, actually. So my 2 fractals kill Ashiok first. The other one can hit them for 3. We might be winning with damage this game. With just Time Warp and fractals. No, I needed the arm. I mean, I didn't... Maybe you're right, JK Torpuk, but I don't think so. Because now I can kill the Ashiok, which frees up my mana, which means I can go Time Warp, Tamiyo, Time Warp. There's an Oath of Teferi to keep going nuts with Tamiyo, so I think we're going to win this very quickly. I mean, it depends on what they have here, but I know. That's fine. That's not good enough. I'm just going to bounce that first. Oh, they're going to untap one of their creatures, right? Yeah, okay. Still, we're going to be fine here. We kill the Ashiok, that's what matters, and we'll get to the next part when we get to the next part. I do need to play a little bit quickly here, so just apologies if I'm not quite as responsive as usual. So let's go bounce an Exarch. Draw a card. Play that, sure. Go to combat. Kill Ashiok. Doesn't bother blocking, fair enough. You know, if we find a couple of Utopia Sprawls, I could cast this Enter the Infinite. I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but it is possible. I think I lost a bunch of them on their mill, or on their Exile. Yeah, 2 of them. Whatever. Time Warp. Plus untap. Tamiyo. I can pick up Kasmina next turn. So let's try to pick up a Time Warp. Pick up Time Warp. Okay. I think we just won the game. So 1 Time Warp's in Exile, 1's in my hand. Let's go Utopia Sprawl. Okay. Didn't hit. Jace is in the graveyard, but that's fine because I can pick it up. Still haven't played the Time Warp this turn, so I'm going to do that literally right now. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 12. Okay. Actually, it's probably the fastest way to win this game is just kill him, right? Oh, there's the Time Warp. Okay. Phase out Deceiver. Tamiyo picks up Time Warp, and we kill them with creatures. All right, we got him. Oh, I found a Sprawl. Okay, I don't have time to mess around here, so we're just gonna kill him. There is a lot more game actions I could be taking, and I'm not going to because I am interested in winning this game. But we did get it. Can we get some Fs in chat for the Fractal Squad? Fractal Squad closing it out there. Thanks, JK Torborg. I'm sure I made a couple of misplays all over the place, but I'm pretty proud of our result there. F Squad in color. Now let's burn rubber, baby. Oh, I did put that in an episode of Serum Visions with the vehicle episode with Cave Dan. That was good. Here's the problem with this deck right now is I was really tempted to, we can make it 80 cards very easily. There's a ton of stuff you could put into this deck. And making it 80 cards would actually give you, so one of the problems I was having is I really wanted to cut the Enter the Infinite for the 4th Time Warp. Or is this one playing 4 Time Warps? I think it is. I wanted to cut the Enter the Infinite for, I don't know, more playable cards. No, the 4th Time Warp. But I will say Oath of Teferi was very, very reasonable that game. So I think Oath of Teferi is fire in this deck. It's nonsense fire. The whole deck is a nonsense garbage dumpster fire, but it's the best kind. The kind that's fun to watch. It's like the dumpster fire with, like, I don't know, like tires and other chemicals in it that makes it burn all sorts of fancy colors. My grandfather, besides being a doctor, was a pharmacist, and he would get copper tubes and get cut up garden hose, and you stuff the garden hose in the copper tube, and then you can put that in your campfire, and it'll make it go all sorts of crazy colors, greens and purples and stuff. I'm pretty sure it wasn't wasn't super good for the environment, but well, the copper tube is good. The copper tube is fine. It just throws off a little bit. Is Oath better than Doubling Season, or if you go to 80 cards, maybe playing both? Doubling Season doubles the fractals. Now you're talking. Now you're talking my language. I was actually thinking about it, and if you go to 80 cards, you could more easily set it. Also doubles fractals off the library. I mean, I don't know about that one, but I mean, the problem with Doubling Season, I think, is that you should just play Vorinclex most of the time. But I mean, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying. The Archmage is Charmander traits with itself. It's true. Oh, with the hold on. If an effect would create one or more tokens under your control, it creates twice that many of those tokens. I think with Doubling Season, the fractals, what will happen when you make a fractal is you'll get one, and you'll also get a 0/0 that dies immediately. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. I think you're just adding fractal corpses to the battlefield, because Doubling Season is going to say, hey, you're making one token, make two instead. And then the ability goes, okay, are you done? And then the replacement effect goes, yeah, I'm done. And then it goes, okay, we're going to put +1/+1 counters on this one. And then you look at the other one, you're like, what about that one? It's like, well, I don't have anything for that one. I only have this many counters. I can't make counters out of thin air. I'd have to ask Alex for his input on that, but I think it's possible. Deploy the Gatewatch. If they ever get that on Arena, we could play that in Historic. If they ever actually get their duffs in gear and put Battle for Zendikar block. Yeah, this hand is great. We're on the draw, but hand is good. Brought up that interaction with you with the X-Hydra creature. Am I right? I feel like you're good enough on rules that I can trust your opinion on that. It worked such that the tokens stayed alive. Okay, it's just one of those things where it's like a little bit finicky. You know what I mean? Because the way fractal production reads, it says you make a 0/0, then you put X counters on it. And in my mind, what Doubling Season is going to do is say, like, you're going to make 2 tokens, 2 0/0s, but then it's hands off. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to put X+1/+1 counters on this, and then Doubling Season will go, okay, double that. No, it doesn't say with X counters. It says you make it, period, then you put X counters on it, period, I believe. Card body of research. Yeah. Create a 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token, period. So I believe at that point, Doubling Season will say, okay, make 2. And then, okay, I just showed them what land I drew. I don't actually know what they're up to yet, so I don't feel too bad about mitigating my life loss. If they have another discard spell, obviously we get kicked in the butt. You disagree with me, Roy? That's fine. You're allowed to disagree with me, but you're looking for proof. Okay. No, I mean, that's what I'm happy you're doing that, because I'm saying I have an idea of how I think this maybe works, but I don't know if it's true. And if it's not, I would like to know. And I would like a rule citation where I can use that. Tempo. It's time to slow things down. Oh, thanks, JK Torborg. It's a great resource. Stoneforge? I thought I killed you. Yes, that's what I wanted you to think. Oh no, it's a great resource. I love the MTG Judge thing. So if they have another land, they could put in the sword and equip the sword, but they can't attack with that. If they have another land, they could attack with a Shambling Bant. Captain Shambles, as I am known to call him. So let's just go Shock, Arbor Elf, Kasmina. And I could also put a 1/1 Fractal into play, which I may do. And I'll plus Teferi, 2+ Teferi because... yeah, all right. We're cooking with propane here. Check this out. Kasmina, Enigma. Alright, so +2 for the Scry. Much more useful than the ability to play a sorcery, which I don't have. Teferi, Master of Time on top. Don't mind if I do. I'm just -1 my Kasmina. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh baby. We're doing it. Doing it again. Hold on now, I'm going to do it again. Oh, right. They're putting Batterskull in? Sword of Thief. But you don't have a creature to attack with. Oh, I see. But I can Teferi bounce that. The tempo loss opponent, what are you doing? Oh, I don't have my soundboard up yet, but I need it for this moment. Okay, so let's grab blue. We're masters of time. We're about to be. But I have to hit y'all with the... hold on. If I play Oath this turn, I can reset Kasmina up to 2, so that's actually not useful. If I play Oath this turn, I can reset... I'm not resetting anything. But I can play Oath and then go plus Teferi, minus Teferi. Get the Stoneforge out of here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. The question is just what am I going to do with the Oath trigger? I guess I could untap a land. It doesn't do anything for me, but... untap the Hierarch, I guess, just in case I need the blocker. Sure. Yeah, they would get double the counters. Correct. Okay, good to know. So we go +2 to scry. Top card is Hallowed Fountain. I don't need that right now. I think I have enough mana. Go -3, bounce. Opponent conceded. Concedes in the face of Oath. You fool. Oh, sorry. I needed the... Oh, damn it. I didn't get to play Teferi Master of Time and play... I'm going to play the clip anyway, but...
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Oh, they scooped the match! Not phasing the Stoneforge out? I didn't need to, apparently. Match scooped to the Master. The reason is the replacement effect of Doubling Season simply modifies the token creation part of Body of Research, but the rest of the ability is unaffected because Body created both tokens. It puts counters on both tokens. Okay, apparently there's a rule somewhere that says that that's a thing. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm grabbing some sparkling water instead of this garbage. No, it's regular water. It's good. All right. Let's keep rocking and rolling. We're doing stuff here. Neat stuff. Game has ended. I like that. Yeah, this is fine. On the draw again. Goodness gracious. If only it was 4 CMC for doubling season. I mean, it's not really intended to be a constructed playable card, so I... Alright, we finally found the aggro deck. Maybe I'll finally draw a Path to Exile. Have we seen any of our Path to Exiles? I don't remember ever seeing any of our Path to Exiles. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this on white, I guess. No, I need to put it on blue because I'm going to try to race up to this body of research. Okay, it's fine. Cathar's Crusade. Good old exponential growth. Huh. Okay. So there's a chance we just die. I'm very much tempted to go like Fetch Shock, Hallowed Fountain, but I don't need to. I don't know. I think this is going to be classic. We're dying on the draw. If we were up an extra turn here, we might be okay. But as is, I don't really have a lot of options. If I play Kasmina and plus it, like in theory, I could get a larger token next turn, but it's really not going to be enough here. I needed Teferi or Path to Exile, and I just do not have it. All right. Maybe we can Kasmina into one with the Scry. I could make a 1/1. I just don't know if it's worth it. We're probably dead anyway, but Tamiyo, not right now, please. Yeah, they're just going upstairs. Probably gonna die here. Oh, they could go attack Kasmina. Nope. Nope, just all upstairs, huh? Oh, no, light. Not dead, maybe. Very much dead. That Lava Dart is 2 bolt. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. It's glorious is what it is, Mord. Glorious is what it is, sir. All right, Timely in and Aether Gust and Purge. Think enter the infinite out. Body of research should be enough to win this game. I think Oath, 1 Oath out, and then maybe some dorks on the play. No, I want these on the play. Although having them against the Lava Dart deck is not so nice. Guess I could bring in Damping Sphere to try to slow them down. Yeah, actually that might make sense. And if I'm taking out the Enter, I can take out the Jace. And if I'm... Fractals are the new Uro. Oh, that's great. Suggest that as the episode title. Maybe the Oath. Yeah. Alright. Alright. Bant taking turns, engage. The Damping Sphere might screw us up more than I think it will, but it's definitely going to slow them down, so maybe we'll be able to pull it out because of it. I don't really enjoy damping. Neither do I, but I want to test it more against these decks because they're a little more all-in aggressive than they used to be. Shoot, yeah. And so I think it's better than it was. Jeez. I think I'm supposed to keep that. I don't really have that many lands in this deck. We might just be toast here. Mull to 5 is it's gonna beat us up pretty good. Yeah, the problem with not using the 420 though, Mord, is that then you don't have a 420. And I'm pretty sure there's plenty of Europeans who what do I want to say? Would like a 420. So it's like Pi Day. Sure, you guys don't have a 314 on the calendar, but if you just say it's the third month, the 14th day, 3.14, you'd be like, just don't worry about it. Just use it when it's convenient. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep this and just gamble that I draw the land I want. Go big or go home, Mord. Don't say your numbers backwards. It's all made up anyway. What if you did year, month, day, right? That makes as much sense as doing day, month, year. The only one that doesn't make sense is switching around day and month is compared to the year. Well, exactly. It's exactly. Year, month, day would be way better. I mean, that's how you do formatting on a computer, because then it sorts it by the year first, then the month, then the day. So it's like super helpful there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It's happening! Aha! No more spells for you. I'm only gonna take 2 damage. What? Oh no! Unigenic! Oh man! Come on! Oh no. Oh. Guess I should have mulled to 5. I'm not a quitter, that's the thing. Mama didn't raise no quitter. Yeah, that's it. Can't find the third land. God damn it. Well, they had a turn 3 kill in game 1. Dude, it's not the Damping Sphere's problem though. Like, that wasn't the problem at all. In theory, it could have bought me enough time. But I agree with you, it's not great. I'm just saying it's anyway. I agree that damping's not great, but like I didn't want to play all my dorks, but obviously I should have. I don't know. It's that deck is so difficult for this deck. I don't know that we can find a good matchup there. Like I don't know if there's a great arrangement of our deck to beat that deck. They're just way too fast. Especially with all the free spells. Like Teferi doesn't do anything to them. All of our the kind of way we play out is just not that big. I mean, I don't really think that's a fair poll to have now because we're already 2-0, where we were 2-0, now we're 2-1. But this deck is pretty bad, so if we can squeeze out one more match win, I just need to not play against hyper aggressive decks. That's the goal, because that is by far the weakest point. And I specifically changed the sideboard in a way where we were going to be weaker against aggressive decks. Jeez, long queues today. All right, there we go. Jeez, a 4-minute queue. Lots of faith in Zach. You dig it. Yo, I can dig it. John Shaft. Opponent is Anne Lively's Death. Hey. So turn 2 Teferi Master of Time, you say. Very well. Odai Tren. Put it with no companion, mulls to 5. We found the Dredge. I could play that. I'm assuming they're mulling to 5. It could be Tron. So I'm either going Temple Garden with Sprawl on white, or on blue, or Breeding Pool. I want to go Temple Garden with the Sprawl on blue because if I draw the Body of Research, then this land will tap for 4 mana for it. 2/3 Kasmina and Path seems good. Yeah. That's not bad. Double blue is more better. Yeah, well, this allows me to go double blue, double green, which gets me to triple blue, triple green if I draw the Body of Research. I mean, my plan is to play the turn 2 Teferi, Master of Time. But, I mean, we'll see what they're up to. Uh-oh. I don't like the look of that Bloodstained Mire. Oh, no, it's going to be Dredge. Okay. So Teferi starts digging me. Like, Teferi means I could hit a land this turn. Oh, no, I can't. I needed the other land to be able to do everything. Shit. Shoot. Dang. Okay. Put it on blue, untap the land, play a second Arbor Elf. Then next turn I do have 6 mana. So it's not great. Sprawl Hierarch Elf. It's not, you can't unless I put it on green. I mean, I guess I could, but then I only have 1 blue next turn, which I don't think is worth it. Whereas this way I have 6 mana. So what we do is we play Teferi first, then we can rummage and try to find the other land, and then I'll have enough mana to play Kasmina plus the Noble Hierarch. Obviously looking pretty vulnerable here, but if this is in fact Dredge, there's really not much they can do to my creatures next turn. Turn after next, potentially, but this turn coming up, I don't foresee them being able to get us. If it is Dredge. I think it is. Very, very quick, aggressive mull to 5. No play on turn 1. Bloodstained Mire into Stomping Grounds. All of this looks like Dredge. Yeah, could still be Dredge. Yeah, that's going to be Cathartic. Yeah. Stinkweed and low. Shoot, there's the Conflag. Wheel. Not too impressive so far. Oh, Silver Smoke, Creeping Chill. Uh-oh. Alright. We do have ways to win this. We absolutely do. But it's actually not too good of a go here for them. We'll see. We'll see. Let's say yikers. I desperately need to hit some lands because if they just conflag my creatures, I'm completely out of... Why?
I have nothing to offer you but my love.
Thanks for the follow there, Scalo94.
I specifically said no geeks.
But my mom says I'm cool.
They have conflag for 5. There's no point in putting this Hierarch into play. I'm just getting it killed. Oh, I could path in response to their conflag, though. They're definitely the baddies. I mean, I guess so. Actually, I just... Oh, did I just... I just drew the Time Warp with Teferi, right? Yeah, I did. Alright, everything sucks, but maybe we'll be okay. Hopefully they don't choose to play the conflag for whatever reason. I can't imagine that they would, but maybe. Going to combat? Are they attacking the Teferi or are they attacking me? No! Why? Alright. Well, I'm going to make them conflag it, but ugh. Conflag it. I can't believe they hit one of their conflags so quick. Just the first dredge, no problem. I mean, I can absolutely believe it, but it's just... Oh. I'm going to have probably 3 mana next turn, so I can let that Time Warp wait for later. Right. We got 4 Rest in Peace in the sideboard, so game 2 and 3 are very potential wins. Don't do it. Have a heart. Come on now. Don't be like that. Don't do it. Don't you dare. There's nothing else they could possibly be playing that would take so long. Yeah. Only 3? What are they keeping in their hand? Whatever, doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. Or even this turn, if I had drawn a land, we would be fine. I would have been able to put the Kasmina into play. Kasmina could have put in a Fractal. Like, it's all good. Nothing to worry about. It's a little spot of bad luck. It's happens to everyone. All right. The problem is I can't defend any of these planeswalkers, so I think I just have to do that. I think it's all over. The tempo swing was just too brutal from the conflag. Losing 2 Arbor Elves that didn't have Summoning Sickness plus the 4 mana investment on the planeswalker. Now they've got the Ox. Like, it's just not going to be good enough. But this deck has some crazy crap in it, so maybe. What do you got, opponent? What do you got? Ox. I never saw that coming. So they're dreading for at least 11. Didn't hit much. Nope. I guess they don't need much. I'm almost dead. Going to 7. So they've got lethal on deck. Oh, they're playing alone, sure. Yeah. So Teferi will help me go to 1. But it's possible that I then draw land off the Teferi, play Kasmina. And perhaps... Gotta be a land. Nope. Alright. Well, that was a tough one. Okay, so body out. They have a ton of blockers. Just get the 4 rest in peace in here. Paths out, probably. Yeah, I think so. And I've got room for probably Veil. So I'm assuming they're going to try to discard me. Maybe I'd rather have, like, I don't know, Timely Reinforcements? Or Aether Gust? Aether Gust hits all of their sort of rummaging spells. All right. I could cut like some Teferis, but I don't. Like 1 for 1 Narset. Narset's not. I'm not doing Narset because Narset's insane against Dredge, because it's not. Although actually it can be. Actually, turn 2 Narset is really good against them. Their Cathartics and their Thrilling Discoveries actually fail to work because they draw a card during their draw step, and then when they cast it, they can't draw any of them unless they're already dredging during their draw step. So they have to dredge during their draw step, and then they have to dredge all of the things off that. But it has the potential to slow them down. Besides the fact that if I have a Rest in Peace in play, then it totally bricks that. Let's get this Oath out of here, because we're upping the density of things that we have anyway, that we want. Oath can't draw Rest in Peace too, so that's a whole thing. We just have to be careful because most of the way I'm going to win this game is with Enter the Infinite into Jace, and yes, correct. Yeah, I know the way it works. I'm just hoping that my saying that it's a good thing against Dredge doesn't cause other people to not know how it works and get themselves beat up. It's got a turn 2 Rest in Peace. It's also got Enter the Infinite in this hand, so it's basically a mull already. The mana's no good. This doesn't have the Rest in Peace. God damn it. Oh. I can't keep this, right? Like, even though I'm on the play, if they go off on turn 2, I'm just dead here. This hand has no action. We have to go to 5. But I'm not going to make the mistake that I made against Red-White Prowess. Good. We're playing 21 lands, man. Why you gotta do this to me? Alright. They're probably going to have Lightning Axe, too. What a pain. Alright. No, hold on. I gotta get rid of the Kasmina here. Yikes. Alright. Can we please? Oh, no. They didn't mull? Oh, no. Okay. We're flaming out, Roy. We're flaming out hard. I could Narset into the Rest in Peace, but I can't play it. But if I got Temple Garden, I still wouldn't be able to play Teferi. So it's like, this hand is just terrible all over. My opponent got to keep their 7, though, with Cavern Cathartic. There's a conflag already. God bless it. I think I'm about to scoop here. What a shame. I guess even if I top deck the... Yeah, alright. That's just some bad draws. There's no reason to punish myself there. All right, going to the last one. So anyone who bet on me, gotta be feeling a little nervous. You could say it was close. I mean, kind of. Maybe I should have kept the 7. No, I was just typing up the stuff. I wasn't. I'm not. I'm just making sure that I document, because this isn't just going on my YouTube. But maybe I should have kept the 7 because it had Mana Dork and the Rest in Peace. So with the way that game did play out, in theory, keeping that 7 would have been okay. I just gotten burned by the 1-lander, and even though it did have the Rest in Peace, like I don't know that they didn't have removal in that hand, like a Lightning Axe or something from my Dork. Plus, we had the Enter the Infinite hand, which is a mulligan already, so I don't feel bad about that mull, but it may have worked out, even though I think it was a bad keep. Like, technically, I was going to have stuff to do every turn, because I had a second Mana Dork, so it's like, turn 1, Mana Dork. Turn 2, if I miss the land, we just play Rest in Peace. Turn 3, I can play the second Dork. And hopefully by then we've found the land. But, I don't know. We're not incredibly skimpy on lands here. It's 21, so I just feel like we're just getting punished. But, I mean, winning that first match against Blue Moon, Kiki combo, Kiki Exarch Moon, whatever, was enough of a good time for the entire league, basically. Well, it wasn't just Dredge too. Like they specifically hit Conflag in game 1 at a time where it was going to be absolutely insane. They specifically, or they had the gemstone in 2, and our hands were all terrible. Jeez, what? I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, I guess so. I feel like I secretly took the Pathstone. I've only seen 1. Oh no. Oh. Why couldn't I have been on the play? Oh no. Oh. All right. All right. We have 11 1-drops in the deck, so we're definitely going to draw land. Okay, so wait, but it's not Jund? A Mardu. But they don't have Luris. Weird. Probably playing Liliana. Strange. Okay, I mean that's one of the better draws. That's what I didn't say it, but that's kind of what I was hoping for, because then we can bounce the knight if they plus it. So we'll get the counter off, then we have Teferi to phase it the next turn, then we have Oath of Teferi next turn, so. Ranger Captain. Ugh. That is not what I wanted to see. Yeah, there's the Shadow. So Mardu Shadow. Yikes. What? Oh, they lost more than 4 life. Huh. Interesting. God, this sucks. Why does this suck so bad? We would have been okay if I had actually had the acceleration at any point, but it's fine. Nothing to worry about. I don't even know what I'm supposed to bounce here. Like, both options suck. I think I'm supposed to bounce the Ranger Captain, because if they don't have mana, then they can't play it and the Shadow. But, like, oof. Jesus. Yeah, I got no secret play here. You got me. Yeah. It started out so promising. Alright. I'm not going to have enough mana at any point, really. It's like next turn I have enough mana to go, or if I had kept the land, which I'm assuming I'm going to draw another land, but if I had enough mana, I could have gone Tamiyo Path, Tamiyo Path, except I can't because, no, that's 6, but also, like, I could Tamiyo pick up the Path, but I haven't had time to play it. I don't know. This is just unfortunate due to the discard. Oh, great. They've got more. Shadow's a 5/5. Awesome. Thoughtseize coming in hot. Hot seas? Anyone? Oh my god! What? Brutal. Freaking vanishing verse. Oh my god. They took my Tamiyo. Jesus. Alright, we're done here. We don't even have Wraths, so I was basically dead already. He's had a pretty ideal draw on their side. The only monocolored walk you have. Yeah, right? Shows me the path to Exiles. Thanks, opponent. Thank you. I'd like to see how dead I was. Okay. No, not that one. And Veil. So let's get this out of there against the path deck. And one of these. I need Jace as the win. Cut the Oath. Shunt blockers should normally be good, so I don't need to shave on Kasmina. I mostly want this for the creatures. If I don't gain the life, I'm not particularly annoyed about it. I just, yeah, I can't figure out the last couple slots here. Maybe I don't need the timely. It's pretty tricky to have these veils up, but it should be worthwhile. Alright. Jeez. And we're mulling to 6 again. And I'm mulling to 5. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my god. Let's put a little more thought into this. Jeez. This is a 4. Good lord. Did they keep their 7? They did. This is not even a contest, right? Like, I mean, I tried, guys. I really did. None of those hands were keepable. Maybe the one that was, again, like 3 mana and all 3 drops, but good lord. Got him. Did not got him. Yeah. I mean, I don't know who was paying enough attention, but I don't think that my mulligans were bad at all. I think that was all correct all the way down to like... And the 5 was pretty much unkeepable, so... It's having a lot of wrong half problems now. Sure. They're taking a while on the second land. Maybe they don't have it? I mean, it doesn't, though. It's a synergy deck more than anything else, JK. Like, it's not... There's nothing I can play on, like, turn 4 that's like, haha, got you good now. Although that is exactly what I wanted to draw in 3, so I'll take it. I'm going to minus this anyway. If they have a bolt this turn, I'm not super worried. But... Oh, it's minus X, right? On the Kasmina. So it could be -1, it could be -8. It was the 1/1 shadow. Yep. Dreadbore? Scourge. Okay. Yeah, right? I mean, this is about as good as we could possibly have drawn it up, right? losing life against the Scourge is god-awful, but... Let's go Kasmina. You think a bigger bomb than Enter the Infinite? I guess so. A bomb as in it's in my hand and it doesn't do anything? Is that what you mean by bomb? Is that what a bomb is? Ah, the classic. Just cheat. You could win if you just cheated. Okay, kill Tamiyo. Both creatures attack Tamiyo. Thoughtseize. Sure. That's fine. There it is. Yikes. Man, that was brutal. Just all the last two were just god awful. The Boros burn one was bad, but the Dredge one was abysmal. That one was abysmal in terms of luck. So this deck is super sweet. We did the thing in all of its forms, and then we died like just nonstop. I'm not sure how to improve this overall, but Oath of Teferi was very impressive when we got to do the thing. Yeah, I think this is better than it looked in those last 3 matches. You're definitely going to have a problem with Lava Dart Swiftspear decks. I don't realistically think there's any way to fix that other than doing some crazy nonsense where you board in Chalice of the Void or something. Maybe. Because there's just nothing that this deck can do to make it so that their Lava Darts aren't like infinite 2-for-1s. But without the elves, there's no way you're going to get up to this middle of the curve where you need to be. Yeah. Against the mid-rangey decks. But it's also like we played against Mardu Shadow with Knight of the Ebon Legion, right? And because they had the Knight plus the Ranger Captain, they had 2 creatures when I had the Teferi. So I couldn't keep the Teferi for one more turn, which would have helped me keep the Master of Time, which would have helped me get to the Oath of Teferi, which would have it just spiraled out really badly, really quickly because they had the extra aggressive creature. Caryatids, the playing the acceleration on 2 on the draw is just not. You need to do the 1/3 skip in this deck. The reason this deck is good is because you can go 1/3 skip against the decks that are land removal. It's possible this deck will get a little bit of a bump in the next week or so because everyone's going to be focused so much on being able to deal with Dredge that they might cut some of their early game removal. But the problem is the red-white prowess deck is super popular too. And that deck, everyone that can play early removal discard is going to do it right now. So this deck is really going to suffer from that. If people were gunning a little bit more for Esper control, for the big mana decks, maybe Grazer's the way to go. But then you also need more lands, right? Although, that's an interesting way to do it, because then maybe... I don't know. Yeah, Grazer could be the way to go. You need to have a bunch more lands, but maybe. That's an idea. So I'll definitely mention that and think about it. Grazer's the ultimate 1/3 skip. Well, you need to play like 26 to 30 lands to make sure that it's good. But could be. Anyway, I have a second hopeful deck here. Teamer Kasmina Superwalks. So we're going to try this one out next. So stick around for this, folks. This one has Obliterate in it. So that should be a time. So stick around if you want to see that. If you're in the future on the YouTube, make sure you check out that video, and hopefully you like this video. You'll hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out any other videos you're interested in, and I will see you on them.